Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. Bear with me. Shameless piece of product placement there. Nice, isn't it? Excuse all the buzzes and the whistles in the background. Computer is doing a Windows update and it seems to be taking an age. It's been on it for like 2 hours so far and it keeps restarting and starting. So if it starts buzzing and whistling and beeping, then do forgive me. I'm also sitting slightly off centre because I wanted to show off the poster that I had through a few weeks ago. Finally got it mounted onto Perspex, thanks to my brother who sorted that out. It looks so damn cool. I love it. I've just got to put it in the right place. Anyway, what are we talking about today? This movie, Kes. Total classic. Where do you even start with it? It's based on this book by Barry Hines, and if you see this copy, it's got the CSE English. We actually studied this book at school in English lessons. It was part of the we used to call it syllabus. What do you call it now? Is it curriculum? But it was part of that anyway, and this is my original copy from back then. I never gave it back. I don't know why. I didn't probably intend it to, but I didn't. But it's based on that book. Now, for those of you that don't know, and there can't be many of you out there that don't know, Kes basically portrays the day-to-day life of a 15-year-old lad in Barnsley, South Yorkshire. It's not much of an existence. He hates school. He hates the thought of having to go to work within the next few months, as the only career prospect seems to be mining. And conditions down the mines back then were pretty terrible. The only thing this kid cares about is a hawk, a kestrel, that he finds in a nest. He steals it. I mean, that's the only way you can put it. He steals it, takes it home, finds out as much as he can about kestrels and training hawks, and trains the thing. And this is the only thing that he cares about. It was directed by Ken Loach, who started life directing TV plays. Most notable, I believe, Kathy Come Home was one of his. That was a harrowing piece. Up the Junction was another one. When that was first screened on the BBC, there were quite a few complaints about it, with it being so raw. There was one particular scene, I believe, that involved an illegal abortion, which was not very pleasant. It's a film that, or a play that I want to track down. I believe it's on YouTube, so I'm going to have to take a look at that one. It was also made into a movie with Dennis Waterman a couple of years later, and I'm guessing on this, but I think it was directed by Lewis Gilbert, who I believe did Alfie. If I'm wrong on any of this, please pull me up on it, feel free. He then directed a movie called Poor Cow, which I watched the other night and thoroughly enjoyed, starring Carol White, Terence Stamp. What Ken Loach did, and I believe still does, is portray working class life as it is, warts and all. Poor Cow was a cracking example of that. Not many laughs in that one. And Kes, you can see when you watch Poor Cow that it's going to progress onto something like Kes, and when you watch Kes, it's got Ken Loach written all over it. Barnsley back then was not the best of places. I worked up in Grimethorpe, which is just outside Barnsley, around about 1983 for a few years, on a power station that was up there. And those streets that you see in Kes, it's a bit like a time capsule. Those streets had not changed at all. I decided to take a walk up what was classed as Grimethorpe High Street at the time. And I remember thinking, what the hell, step back in time here to about 1960. The streets have not changed. I would imagine they have now, but back in 1983 they looked exactly the same as they did in 1969 when Kes was filmed just a few miles away. It's frequently been voted in the top 10 British movies by the BFI, British Film Institute. I can see why. It is just superb in every way. What Ken Loach does best is get very, very natural performances from people that don't actually act. Most of the characters or the actors in Kes are not actors. They are genuine pupils in the school, genuine teachers, genuine residents in the area. So these are not actors, these are genuine people, and he just had this knack of getting the most naturalistic, brilliant performances out of these people, and you can see that in Kes. The other thing I noted when I watched it for the first time in quite a while was just how nasty school was back then. I mean, the character he plays is called Billy Casper. Billy is picked on, bullied by pretty much everybody. His brother, who is a complete dick. The teachers at the school are just horrendous. The headmaster does nothing but scream and shout at everybody. The games master is a complete bully, a total pig. The only teacher that he gets on with is I believe is the English master, played by Colin Welland, who's one of only 2 or 3 people in the movie that are actual actors. I thought Brian Glover, who played the games master, was an actor, but it turns out he wasn't actually an actor when he made Kes. Lynn Perry, who went on to be Ivy Tilsley in Coronation Street, she's in it. But most of the people in this are literally people that they've picked up off the street, pupils at the school. School life back then, wow, where do you even start? It's shocking when you watch it now. These were the days when teachers were allowed, and this is shown in the film quite a few times, and it still shocks now. It especially shocks now because you wouldn't get away with it. Kids being hit around the head, and I don't just mean hit, I mean belted really hard. The cane being administered in what I think is one of the cruelest scenes. That poor little boy who, just to explain it briefly, 5 or 6 of the smokers who got caught smoking in the playground are called to the headmaster's office. This tiny little kid comes to pass a message on, and the older boys give him all the cigarettes to hold on to until they get out. The headmaster decides to do a search while he's in there and finds this poor little kid loaded down with cigarettes and matches, and this kid gets the cane, and there are real tears in his eyes. It's horrendous to watch, it really is. As I say, it's a way of life that just doesn't exist anymore. You would not get away with pretty much anything that's shown in this film nowadays. It just wouldn't happen. Now, whether that's right or wrong, that's another discussion entirely. Personally, I think a little bit of discipline in schools is probably called for. I don't know whether it needs to go as far as it did back then. I started secondary school in 1973, and it was just at the tail end of corporal punishment being abolished. But when I started there, the cane was still in use, the slipper was still in use, and then it just got abolished and everything went to pot after that. But these are the kind of scenes that you just you never get used to watching. When Billy gets belted across the back of the head by the games master, it is a genuine shock. It looks like it hurts, and I bet it damn well did as well. The scene most people talk about is probably the last 5-10 minutes. It is a real punch to the guts. I mean, the whole thing is pretty, not grim viewing, but it doesn't exactly portray life up north as loads of fun, let's put it that way. It is a great film. The final scene is harrowing to the extreme. If you've not seen it, I won't spoil it for you. but the whole thing is just heartbreaking, and the whole film just comes to an abrupt finish straight after that. So there are no signs of what is going to happen to Billy after school, or you know, what life holds for him afterwards. You have to basically assume that he's going to remain the loser that he is. But if you've not seen this, if you're too young to have seen this film, please have a look at it. The version I've got is the where are we? Is the Masters of Cinema Blu-ray, and it's a beautiful print. I've never seen this film looking so good. And obviously you get the DVD, you get this rather nice little book with it as well, which is I hate doing this because I'm crap at this. Basically flicking through it, you've got artwork in there, loads of photographs. It's a nice little collection. So and I think that is the way to watch the film. It looks absolutely grand. But I would definitely recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you've probably heard of it. But by all means, track it down, have a look, and see what you think. But it is literally one of the British greats, without a doubt. So I'll leave it at that. I've rambled for like nearly 12 minutes on this one. I'm expecting a Blu-ray haul from a company called Indicator that were holding a sale a few weeks back. I'm hoping that's going to come through today. I'll be showing you what it is I've bought. I keep saying that I'm never going to buy any more Blu-rays because I've got too many, but you know what it's like. You spot them in a sale, you have to have them. So enjoy your day, everybody. I'll be back again very shortly. I think I'm going to do another my Blu-ray collection type videos, just to give you another. I've got so many, I could split that down into about 20 parts. I've got so many, so I'm probably going to do one of those at some point. So take care, everybody. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumb. Nobody's giving me thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up and possibly subscribe. That'd be brilliant as well. I'll also be publishing some kind of a review on the website if you want to take a look at that. I'll probably upload this at the same time as I upload or publish the review. So take care, everybody. Look forward to talking to you again, and have a good day. See you all.